Hello, everybody. This is Kenesha with VeryThoughtfulLife.com. Today, I'm coming to you with my Thoughtful Thursday. So, forgive me for being away for a while. I have had a moment adjusting back to Beijing and back to life there. Been super busy. That's been a blessing. That's been great. But I've neglected my newsletter and my Facebook group. So, I'm back, and I'm going to do my best to stay back. So, this month, for the month of September in Beijing, my WeChat group, we are doing our total focus for this entire month is growing and becoming better in our relationships with love, marriage, and relationships. So we're calling it winning in love, marriage, and relationships. So every day in my group, I do morning like inspiration, encouragement, and thoughts, morning thoughts. And so I've been doing morning thoughts every day about relationships, whether that relationship is with a spouse, coworkers, friends, siblings, children. It's all about relationships. So this morning, my thought that I shared talked about how many times many of us are enter into relationships, never having had a healthy example of a so-called good relationship. Therefore, we have to be open to the idea that maybe our thoughts and beliefs about marriage, relationships are tainted. And when we open ourselves to the idea that perhaps, maybe, I'm not right, like I don't have all the answers, then maybe it allow us the opportunity to, one, learn more, grow, like be willing to grow in our thoughts and our beliefs about marriage, relationship, friendships, work, relationships at work. When we admit that we're not always right, you have to admit that. And secondly, it also will create a space in our heart and our mind to learn more, to be open to receiving new information, and then applying it to our life. So that's what this month is all about, the month of September with my WeChat group. And my plan is to do it on Facebook, but guys, it's hard managing like two groups, or maybe I need coaching and knowing how to do that. And I'm okay with that. I'm open to that possibility. But I just want to share with you guys today on this Thought for Thursday the 4 levels of love. And I shared that this morning in the group. And then I got these questions. And so I'm going to just use my Thought for Thursday to dive into that, those questions, and to share with those who haven't heard it yet what I've been teaching. So today I taught that there are 4 levels of love. And I learned this through a Tony Robbins teaching. And Tony teaches that, so we have 4 levels of love. The first level is the baby love. And so many of us, when we think about babies, we think of them as, oh, they're so cute, they're so loving. No, babies are selfish. Babies want what they want when they want it. They cry, they kick, they scream to get what they want. And many of us are adults, and we're loving at that level. The moment we don't get our way, the moment our friends say the wrong thing, the moment our spouse don't do it the way we want them to do it, we cry, we whine, we complain. We do it as adults. We tend to do it with a little bit more tact. Some of us, I've seen adults who still whine, kick, and cry like a child, but we tend to do it with a little more tact than what we did when we was 3 and 4 years old. But the behavior and the response is the same. So are you loving from a baby love? Have you learned to mature in your love, or are you still kicking, screaming because you really believe love and relationships is all about what you can get, and it's all about me, and you have to do everything I want you to do? Because if you are, that's a very immature way of being in relationships. And you're going to find yourself in a lot of pain and disappointment because you're an adult, and people aren't going to deal with your immaturity and your kicking and whining as an adult the way they would if you was a child, and most importantly, if you was their child. So you're not a child, and you're not your spouse's friends, siblings' child. So therefore, you need to step up a little bit, be more mature, and learn to love from a more mature level than a baby level. So that's level number 1. Level number 2 is what he kindly called horse trading love. And then the other word he used for it, which I think is more appropriate, but I get that it's kind of hard for some people to hear, is whoring. So, and not talking about the person, but sometimes we whore for love, meaning you give me, I do something for you, you do something for me. And many of us love like that. We don't even say it. Maybe we're doing it unconsciously, but we have this thought or belief that, well, if I do all of these things, well, surely they should do this back for me. And when you enter into a relationship like that, you are setting yourself up for hurt and pain because your motive is wrong. And what I've learned about human nature and kind of the law of the land is, some call it the universe, some call it God. I don't even know if this is a God thing, but it just seems to be a natural law in earth, is that what we put out, we don't get what we put out. We really do receive the intention of what we put out. So if your intention, so you're in a relationship with someone, whether it be romantic or a work relationship or something, and your intention is to manipulate them and to get what you want from them, but you're doing it in a way that you think, well, I'm going to give them this and I'm going to say that, and you think you're doing it from a love place, but really the intent is to manipulate, is to get what you want. You're going to do that. You're going to receive right back that the emotion, the action, and the interaction from the intention, not from the action that you're putting out. So you're putting out this fake action because you're literally giving with hopes of getting something back. You're not giving for the sake of giving. You're giving for the sake of, for your own reason, for your own benefit and your own purpose. And then when you don't get back the way you think you should, you feel like you've been wrong, but you never did it from the right heart, and that's why you can't get back from the right space. I need you guys to get that. And I've seen that like a lot. And honestly, if you listen closely to your own relationship, listen closely to your own conversation, you would hear people say things like, I just don't understand why they treat me that way or why they did that. I do so much for them. I give, they call me, I'm there. Whenever they need something, I'm the one who have to go get it. But they never do anything in return. That's a horse trading type of love. You're not doing it from sincerity. You're not doing it for the sake of love and good and this is what I want to do. You are actually doing it because there's a part of you who needs something back. And you see that a lot at Christmas time. People will give a gift and then they're upset because the gift they receive back isn't as valuable as the one they think they gave, or they give a gift and then the person don't give them a gift and they're upset. So like, what did you give? You didn't give a gift. You gave to get. And when you don't get, you're disappointed. So that's what Tony calls horse trading love. The third love is what he defines as real love. And real love is that love that we give because it's absolutely who we are. Like you love because if you don't love, it hurts. And I remember the first time I heard him say that, I was like, wow, that's deep. Like you love because if you don't, it hurts. And it really challenged me because there are some relationships that I have that have ended, but I've heard that like the people that I love have gone through some things. And so for me, when I heard that, I thought, what would I do if I was still in relationship with that person and I knew they was going through this thing? Like I would do something for them, not to get anything back, but just to give because it's who I am, it's how I would choose to love. So in one instance, I did. I like sent someone something, didn't put my name on it, didn't try to get any recognition because I knew they was going through something. We no longer have a relationship, but I needed to love. Like I needed to give out that kind of love, and being aware of the idea of that, like it hurts me to withhold my love, that helped me to realize that I don't have to love a person and be in a relationship with them. But I can love them because it's what I need to do for me, for my kindness, for my good. And when I do it from that way, I know it's genuine because there is no way they can give me anything back. I haven't attached my name to it. I don't have conversations with them. There's no relationship there. So I encourage you to try that. Like, try real love and be in the relationships that you're in. I've been married for 20 years. Being intentional about loving my husband from a real love place. Like, when I do something for him, do it for him because I just love him. When I do something for my children, do it for them because I just love them, not because I'm thinking, you all don't ever do this for me. And I have those moments. There are times when I do horse trading love, and there are times we're all going to dibble and dabble in all four of these loves. But if you hang out with me enough, I teach that it's all about awareness. It's not about the right way and the wrong way. It's about what works. And you're never going to know what works in your life if you're not aware of the behavior patterns that you have. That's another very thoughtful. But the last love is agape love. And so you hear about, like, that's how God loves us unconditionally. He just loves because he can't not love. Agape love, there's no conditions to it. People will lay their life down for you. And when I think about people that I've seen on this earth that does agape love, many times it's a mother for a child. I remember I was afraid of death until I had Bryson. And I remember when I birthed him, I remember thinking as I held him, if the doctors needed my life in that moment, if they needed me to die for him to live, I was okay with that. So in that moment, not all moments, I had agape love. I think of Martin Luther King knowing that he was putting his life on the line every time he went somewhere and stood up for the people. He had an agape love for the masses that he wanted to see the best. When you think of Gandhi, the Dalai Lama, people who just want to do good in the world because of the way they love. So I hope this helps you guys moving forward, and I promise to get better, to get better with my newsletter again, get better with my Facebook post, and to just be better, just be a better person. But I will tell you, Beijing is beautiful right now for me. I'm busy, and busy is good for all that I do. So have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Be thoughtful. It is Thursday. Celebrate right where you are. Love well. Love yourself and love others well. Be good. This is Kenesha with The Very Thoughtful Moment with VeryThoughtfulLife.com.